In my eyes, there's two things that destroyed the black man, in America at least. I believe the first was segregation, because I believe that destroyed the black brotherhood, right? Because what segregation did, right, when they, integrated black and whites and, desegregated, segregated states, the reason why it was so detrimental is because it sparked that self-hate, that self-loathing. Because what you now had was black businesses that were thriving, maybe on a smaller level because they only got to serve the black people. Black people at that time were probably only, maybe 5 to 7% of America. So you're only serving to a subsection of people. So yeah, you're thriving, right? You're a good business, but you're probably not as big as a conglomerate that's a white conglomerate, white owned, that's serving to, let's say, 95% of the country. Maybe, well, you didn't serve the blacks for sure, so, but you had a good 90% of the country locked in. So when they desegregated all of these states and did integration, they now allow black people to go to these Fortune 500 companies, these some of the greatest companies in the world. So when you did that, black people, although their stuff might have been just as good, which it was, I mean, there were plenty of places back in the 40s and 50s and 60s where black people had establishment, businesses, dentists, hospital. We had our own everything, bus lines, restaurants, the whole nine. But when we started getting a taste of the white man's ice, we thought it was a little bit colder. We thought our water, I put this white ice in here. When I go to this white cleaners, it's a little bit straighter maybe, I don't know. They schools, my kids learn a little bit more. So then now, if black people are the only people that go to black establishments and they're no longer willing to go, then now you see the problem. Now you see where the self-loathing comes in. So I ain't going to that black store because you know what? They're not like the white one. So now all the black stores close down and now you're dependent upon the white man. And now you could seep into more of that white is better, white is right. And when you seep into that, that's where the brainwashing starts. That's where you look at yourself and you hate yourself because you think, well, shit, everywhere I look is white owned and is white, so black must not be good enough. That's the number one sickness that black men in America suffer from. And I believe the second thing is when civil rights took place and they gave welfare destroyed the black man and black woman being together because it incentivizes specifically for the woman to kick the man out of the household and live and raise those kids being a single mother by herself. And so the government will take care of them. That was like the number one incentive. Once they did that, there was no reason for a woman to fight to keep her man home because, a man provided. She needed that man. Even if he was on bullshit, which, hope he wasn't, and hope back then in the 50s and 60s, 40s, niggas wasn't on bullshit. Black men wasn't on bullshit. That's a relatively new idea of niggas being on crime and just fucking around, and crack fucked that up. That's when they took the black dads out of the household too. But I think even bigger than that's not what took the dads out of the household. What took the dads out of that household was that welfare shit. And that gave a women a sense of oh nigga, I don't care if you ain't gonna take care of your kid, I'll just go get on welfare. And so it broke the family up. It no longer gave incentive for the family to have to stay together. Same thing segregation did. Or desegregation, it broke the idea of black people needing each other. The problem is we don't think we need each other, and we do, because we're not, no matter how accepted you are by the white people, and I don't give a fuck how much money they give you to feel that you're accepted, you will never be one of them. You do understand that. You do understand that there's levels to this. I'm not gonna bring you in my house and feed you before I feed my kids or my family. You're eating last. If you're a fucking visitor, you're eating dead fucking last. And that's what black people do. We eat last. So we have to start our own institutions. It's not even about asking the white man to break down his institution. Why the fuck would he do that dumb shit? For you? He don't do that for nobody. Why the fuck would he do it for you? So it's nah, I think we gotta start our own shit. And once we start our own businesses and our own institutions, we can institute our own way of living. And part of that is gonna and this is where people just, you know, get like a little offended, but yeah, it's gonna have to be some type of separation. I'm not saying that it has to be separation where you can't be allowed, but this needs to be black owned, black ran, black everything. It just gotta be our own community, because we see when we leave it up to other people what happens. They fuck us over. Like, they don't care, bro. And I'm tired of black people just being like, you know, like fed upon. I feel like it's hyenas and we just a fat ass fucking hippo and they just slowly eating us away. Like, nah, man, fuck that. No more.